All day, fam. What's good with y'all, man? Happy Monday. So I should have done this last night, and I should have done this earlier this morning. Didn't do it. I'm gonna give you all my Week 5 reaction, and I'm gonna check back in with you on my Monday Night Football reaction right after the game. Right before I go in, I'm gonna give. I forgot that I did not give my Monday Night Football pre predictions between the Chiefs and the Jaguars. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you that right now. I'm gonna say the Chiefs is gonna pull a win, 23-20. Chiefs 23, Jaguars 20, and let's get. All right, let's see here. Let's see what I want to go over with y'all real quick. Let's see. All right, so in week 5 wasn't just football. It was human nature in motion. Some teams found belief, some teams lost control, and some, like the Patriots and Cowboys, reminded the league what conviction looks like. Any given Sunday, baby. I mean, like I told you all before, any any team can be any team. This is the NFL. This ain't college football. So this week, my picks told one story. The games told another. So I was a little bit off today. I mean, this week. So, but like every matchup revealed the truth about mindset, momentum, and human psychology. So let's get into it. The Steelers and the Vikings. I said that the Steelers were going to beat the Vikings 27-25, and I was right. I was right on that. That's one of my best calls. I literally I literally that was my first time that I have ever picked an accurate prediction. So I'm happy about that. Let's see here. All right, what's good all day, fam? All right, so I'm about to give y'all my week five. I'm about to go over my week five real quick, and I'm gonna go over the games that I said that I said that was who was gonna win. I gave go over my predictions when I was right, where I was wrong, my thoughts about the games, and we're gonna get to it. So I got my screen right here. This is just showing me the games that was played. I can't remember all the scores, so I just wanted to really go back and forth with what my scores were. I mean, compare my scores to the actual scores of the NFL. So it's good all day, fam. All right, so we're gonna go over the week five, my week five predictions, the winners and the losers, my thoughts on my thoughts on every game, my thoughts on certain players, if I have any, and yeah, let's see how accurate and correct I was on this on week five. So without further ado, oh yeah, and also I forgot I never gave my predictions about the Chiefs and the Jaguars. I'm gonna say the Chiefs is gonna beat the Jaguars 23-20. That's my thoughts on that. And so let's dive deep into these week five predictions. Let's do a little recap real quick. So I said that the Browns was going to beat the Vikings 20-12. All right, and so let's see here. Who actually? Yeah, Vikings actually beat the Browns 21-17. So I was wrong on that. So the game was fairly close. I thought it was going to be a pretty close game, and the Vikings came through. Kirk Cousins came through. Kirk Cousins played actually not Kirk Cousins. Carson Wentz actually played a pretty good game, and I was very surprised about that. I was actually very impressed. These veteran quarterbacks sometimes, man, they come through. Like sometimes they get better, and so and it shows. It shows. Some of them sometimes they get worse, and it shows with Geno Smith. Geno Smith had 3 good years, and he got bad. He's playing terrible. Speaking of Geno Smith, the Colts they destroyed the Raiders 34-10. Well, before I go to there, let me talk about Dylan Gabriel real quick. I thought Dylan Gabriel played a pretty solid game. I thought it was fair for him. I thought it was very conservative. The Browns they did have their whole game plan was very conservative. Dylan Gabriel shouldn't get a knock on that. I mean, he's a rookie. He was a rookie. He only had like a few days to prepare for this game, and then not only that, they flew all the way to London. So I mean, he was having his first start in London. So look, man, I think he played well. He wasn't a first round draft pick. I mean, he's short. He's tiny. He has a lot. He has a lot working against him, and not only that, nobody wants to see this guy succeed. So it's really not fair for Dylan Gabriel. It's not cool. I don't think it's. I think it's pretty toxic for people to be rooting for Shador while he's not going to start right now, and praying for Dylan Gabriel's downfall. It's just not right. And kudos to Dylan Gabriel for him to be keeping his head on right, for him to be staying focused. All Dylan Gabriel needs to do is just keep playing good, and he's going to shut up everybody. And I mean, he wasn't he wasn't good. He was average, but that's good because again, for what he's doing against all odds, that process is good. If he can just keep stacking and building from this, that's his starting position. The Browns is his franchise. If he can keep stacking and keep getting better. For Shador Sanders, more than likely, hey, I mean, maybe he can go somewhere else next season. I think it'll be kind of crazy that if he doesn't play this season, but at the same time, he's a rookie. He doesn't have to play. So this pressure and this notion that all rookies got to play so fast, I mean, why? I mean that doesn't always have to be the case with as a rookie quarterback. So, I mean, Shador Sanders was drafted in the 5th round. A lot of people didn't like that. I didn't like it. They didn't. A lot of people don't like the fact that he's not starting right now. I don't like the fact that he's not starting. But the reality is, it's the Browns franchise, it's the Browns organization, and Dylan Gabriel is Kevin Stefanski's quarterback, and Shador Sanders isn't his quarterback, and that's just the bottom of the line. That's just reality. So, hey, if Shador doesn't play this year, it's not the end of the world. It's not like the Browns is going to do anything anyway. So, I don't think the Browns are going to go anywhere with Shador or Dylan Gabriel. To be quite honest, Shador is a really good quarterback, but I don't see him bringing the Browns to the playoffs. I don't see it, even if he was starting. I know a lot of people would like to argue me about that, and that's why we want to see if Shador can actually do it. We want to see what he can do in his rookie year. Who knows? Maybe we can see him play this year. If Dylan Gabriel goes down, maybe we can. I mean, so Dylan Gabriel was already fighting an injury early this year, so I mean, I think what Shador needs to do, he needs to stay focused. He needs to be he needs to be concentrated, and he needs to stay ready, stay prepared, because his number can be called any time, and so he knows that. So hey. All right, so the Raiders and the Colts. Like I said, speaking of Geno Smith is trash. He's playing like garbage. I mean, it's just terrible, and there's really no excuse. He has a pretty good offense around him. I mean, there's no excuse of how terrible he's playing. 40-6 is just, that's ridiculous. I don't know what's going on with Pete Carroll. That's unacceptable. They need to get together. And yeah, Geno Smith is obviously not the answer. So I mean, speaking of Shador, the Raiders should have drafted him. The two teams that I thought could have drafted Shador was the Raiders or the Steelers, and I was very surprised that both teams kept passing up on him. I would have liked to have seen Shador at the Raiders, and for whatever reason they just didn't get him. I mean, I don't understand. But yeah, Colts looking really great. Colts are looking like a scary team. Their defense is playing good. They got good pass rushers. Jonathan Taylor is back. My boy, not my boy, but Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones, he's playing well. He's playing very good. He's getting better each game. Like I said, some of these veteran quarterbacks, they play well. Some of them when they get older, some of them don't. But Indiana Jones, he's playing well, and hopefully he doesn't have a relapse like Geno Smith. Going back to playing like trash. Because it's only been 5 games, so he has to keep going. The thing about the NFL, you have to keep progressing. You're either getting worse or you're either getting better or getting worse. There's no in between. But good job for the Colts. They're great. They're a great team. Hopefully they can keep stacking on that. Next game, we got the Broncos in the let's see. And I said the Colts was going to beat the Raiders 34-10. So, and they beat them 40-6. So I was pretty accurate on that. Giants Saints. I said the Giants was going to beat the Saints 22-18, and the Giants lost to the Saints 26-14. I didn't get a chance to watch this game, so I can't really speak too much on it. But I mean, from as far as I'm concerned, what's his name? Jackson Dart has been humbled. The Saints defense started playing a lot better. They're starting to kick in, and they started containing the Giants, and the Saints came through. So it's pretty good for the Saints. And then we got the Cowboys Jets. I said the Cowboys was going to beat the Jets 27-21. The game was a lot. I thought the game was going to be a lot closer than what it was. This game was pretty much a blowout. The Cowboys beat the Jets 37-22. So the Jets are complete garbage. They're trash. I mean, goodness gracious. Where do I start with the Jets? And then Justin Fields, he's not the answer. So, and that's the thing. Like, these franchises, they keep wasting their time on Justin Fields. He's not a good quarterback. I'm sorry. Like, he's not it. He's an athletic. He's an athlete. He's a pure athlete, but he's not a quarterback. Put him at running back or something. I don't know, but he's not a good quarterback. He's not the answer. And teams needs to stop trying to force him to play quarterbacks for the organization. Hey, you know what? They can do whatever they want. It's their money, But you're just wasting your time. You're wasting your time on trying to make Justin Fields your franchise quarterback, because he's not good. Maybe when he gets older, maybe he stays in the league like player quarterbacks like Daniel Jones or I can't think of any other Sam Darnold. Those type of quarterbacks. Baker Mayfield. Maybe he can blossom maybe, but he's actually looking like he's getting worse. He doesn't look like he's getting better. At least those quarterbacks didn't look like they were getting worse. They were just they were good. They were like they started off like a little bit good. They started to show a little bit of signs, and they got terrible, and that was it. But then they got good. They got really good, you know. So Sam Darnold started showing signs of being good. I think when he was with the Panthers. And to be honest with you, I've always thought Sam Darnold was a good quarterback because I will say great. I think he could be a great quarterback because I saw him play at SC. He was great at SC, man. So Sam Darnold has all the tools. He's quick. He's fast. He's athletic. He's big. He has an arm on him. He can play. So Sam Darnold, he's doing a great job. And I think all Sam Darnold needs to do is just keep getting better. Just like I was saying about Dylan Gabriel, all Sam Darnold needs to do is just keep getting better. But I'm rooting for Sam Darnold more than most quarterbacks because he's a USC alum. And I'm always rooting for my USC alums. You know, all of them. You know, and shout out to Mark Sanchez. I mean, it sucks what happened to him, but what's going on with Mark Sanchez, you know, drinking and stuff and attacking a 69-year-old man, but well, no, there is no buts. There's no excuse for that type of behavior. However, I don't think Mark Sanchez is that type of individual to do that. I mean, well, he did it, but he was drunk. That was what I'm basically saying. And I mean, you gotta own up to your actions, you know, and you shouldn't be drinking like that if you can't control yourself. So there's no excuse. I don't want to give any excuses to Mark Sanchez, but I hope that whole situation for both parties, they both benefit at the end of the day. You know, maybe Mark Sanchez can pay them off a good chunk amount of money, and that side of the family is good. Mark Sanchez is extremely lucky because he could have got killed. He could have got killed. So, and good thing that he didn't kill the guy, you know, because it sounded like Mark Sanchez was trying to kill the guy. So, yeah. But continue on talking about the what was it? What game was it? I was talking about Seahawks and no, I was talking about the Giants and the Saints. Yeah, I was talking about the Giants and the Saints. Yeah. So let's moving on. All right. No, I was talking about the Cowboys and the Jets. That's why I started kind of jumping ship. But yeah, Justin Fields, Cowboys. Yeah. So yeah. Dak. Speaking of quarterbacks, Dak Prescott is playing phenomenal. He's playing really great, and right now, I think he's number one for MVP race. I think he's number one. So, you know, congrats to Dak. Dak is a really good quarterback. I kind of always thought he was pretty good, and he's Dak. He's getting better. He's actually getting better. Like, I think Dak Prescott is actually a better quarterback than he once was, and that's the thing. So, you know, like if you're just like an ounce better than what you currently were, that shows big in the NFL because just the small errors, the small mistakes in football in the NFL, man, they could be magnified when you're playing. So some of these guys that are still producing, that are playing good year in, year out, they're not the same. They are 1% better. They are an inch better than what they previously were. We just don't know what they are. So when a guy starts getting worse, we see that. So like kudos to Dak. You know, I mean, if he stays consistent, he can run away with MVP this year. All right, so moving on. Eagles Broncos. I said the Eagles was going to beat the Broncos 25-19, and the Eagles did not win this game. Obviously, the Broncos came away with a win, 21-17. All right, so the Broncos. I don't think the Broncos is going to go all the way. Like they're playing very great. They have a really great defense. They got a really great all-pro Hall of Famer cornerback and Pat Surtain, PS2 back there. But hey, man, I think their quarterback is going to hold them back, Bo Nix. I'm not sold on Bo Nix how most of you people are. I think Bo Nix gets a lot of credit due to the team that's around him. Just like how I was talking about Jalen Hurts, you know, just like I was talking about Brock Purdy. Yeah, I mean, I don't see it. I don't see it in Bo Nix. I don't think he's all that good. I think Bo Nix is extremely overrated, heavily overrated. And all those touchdowns they were saying he threw last year, bro, it was short yardage. His defense putting him in good position to score touchdowns. I mean, you know, so I don't even want to hear that. I mean, Aqib Talib, I heard Talib getting on Dylan Gabriel saying they was playing conservative and they doing a lot of short passes and dinks and dunks here and there and stuff like that. But I'm like, does Bo Nix not do that either? Am I missing something? And when he does do that, he's missing his receivers. So at least Dylan Gabriel is a lot more accurate than Bo Nix. Because I don't see Dylan Gabriel missing wide open receivers. To be honest with you, if Bo Nix would have capitalized on some of those throws with the Broncos when they played the Chargers, the Broncos could have beat the Chargers. But Bo Nix missed a lot of wide open dudes. So, let's call it a spade a spade. Let's be fair here, But let's move on. And so the Panthers, Dolphins. I said the Panthers was going to beat the Dolphins 17-10. And the Dolphins lost to the Panthers. Yeah, so I was right about the score. I was right about the team winning. Panthers finally pulled away with one, but I was wrong about the score. Panthers, they scored 20. It was 27-24. Panthers 27, Dolphins 24. That was the final score. And then I said the Texans was going to beat the Ravens. Oh, I actually said the Texans was going to beat the Ravens in this game. Okay, I thought I would. Okay, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I remember me predicting that. I said the Texans was going to beat the Ravens 22-20. I was way off on that score. The Texans destroyed the Ravens 44-10, and John Harbaugh was getting booed out of the gate. I mean, he kind of deserves it. I mean, he's coaching that team like trash right now. They're pure trash. Like, I'm sorry, they're playing terrible. So it's the NFL, man. So I mean, you gotta at least lose in style. You can't get destroyed like that at home. That's the Ravens culture. I mean, the Ravens culture is hard-nosed, hitting, physical, intense football, and that the Ravens are looking pure soft. It's crazy. But anyway, let's move on. So we got the Cardinals Titans. I said the Cardinals was gonna beat the Titans 25-12, and the Cardinals did beat the Titans. No, the Cardinals lost to the Titans 22-21. So the Titans 22, Cardinals 21. The Titans won by 1 point. So the Titans finally came away with a win. A lot of these game teams I didn't get a chance to watch because I was at the Chargers game. But yeah, I have Sunday night tickets, so I'm gonna have to watch. We can watch we rewatch some of these games, and then we got the Seahawks Bucks, and then so I kind of pretty much already talked about this game earlier. But yeah, Seahawks. I said the Seahawks was gonna beat the Bucks 27-23. The Seahawks lost this game. They lost this game by barely, but the Bucks came away with a win 38-35. I heard that game was a quarterback masterclass, maestro performance by both quarterbacks. I think Sam Darnold threw a costly pick in the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what happened. He threw a costly pick, and then Baker Mayfield did Baker Mayfield things. They went away with a win. Emeka Egbuka, he is a monster. He is a beast. I kind of already knew he was going to be good, but I didn't think he was going to be this good. He can end up being a top 5 receiver, literally. He's doing what he's doing. He can end up being a Hall of Famer. Like, literally. Emeka is a monster. He's a great player, great wide receiver. He's already top 10. Great player, great receiver. I cannot say enough about him. He plays the game how it's supposed to be played. I love how productive he is at the receiver position. I really do. And then let's keep moving. And then we got the Lions, Bengals. I said the Lions was going to blow out the Bengals 40-0. And the Lions, the Bengals did put up a little bit of a fight. The Lions did still beat the Bengals 37-24. 37-24. All right, and then so I said the Commanders. This game is so upsetting. I really don't even want to talk about this game really. But it's so disappointing. Like, the Chargers should just be ashamed of themselves. Jim Harbaugh should be ashamed of himself. He got to get it together. You cannot go out there and let this team play like that. I mean, penalties. They look like a high school team out there. I said the Chargers are going to beat the Commanders 25-19. The Commanders beat the Chargers 27-10. So disappointing. So upsetting. It's irritating. Justin Herbert is going to get hurt if they don't do something about the offensive line. And now I just heard that Amarion Hamilton, I think he's on IR. And what's going on? Every single week there is a big injury. What the hell? Why are we paying Ben Herbert all this money just for players to get serious injuries every single week? I've already talked about this my last video. Something has to be done. And I listened to Jim Harbaugh's press conference after the game, and he's just so chill about it. That was one of the things that would irritate me about Brandon Staley. It's like, bro, like, stop gaslighting us. Wake up. I need to see a sense of urgency. You're losing games in a bad fashion. We brought you in here so you can change things around. We didn't bring you in here so you can just prep talk players and just go out there and just let them just do whatever the hell they want to do. Because that's exactly what it's looking like. Oh my God! Right now, I'm almost about to divert to say I just don't trust Harbaugh. I don't know. I don't want to even say that. That sounds crazy because it's only his second year, but we cannot be playing like that. Last week I said I'm not even mad that we lost. I'm mad about how we lost. This week I'm mad on both occasions. We're at home, and we lose way worse than we did last week. At least last week we had our defense was held up a little bit. This week our defense just fell apart. They just fell apart, and really it wouldn't have really mattered. We only put up 10 points. This is disgusting. The Chargers are a bad football team. Terrible football team right now. And I'm not quite sure if they can pull it around because where are we going to get offensive linemen from? Where? Nowhere. I don't know. Maybe they need to pull off a huge trade for a wide receiver at least for a number one. So Justin Herbert can just throw it out there. You know, it can look like the Bengals, but with a good defense because we still got Jesse Minter. I mean, because we have no running game now. I mean, Kamani Vidal was running real physical, but what's going to have to happen? Because we can't get any offensive linemen. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to copycat the Bengals. Joe Burrow, I keep saying Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert's a better quarterback than Joe Burrow, and Jim Harbaugh, I know he says it. So what we're going at, Joe Burrow's his offensive line is no better than the Chargers. This is why I would like to be a GM. What the Chargers needs to do, they need to trade for a big name receiver. They need to trade for a big name receiver, maybe bring in one more if they can, and they need to give him Justin Herbert all the firepower that they can. So that way, it's just launching down the field and it's quick throws launching. Justin Herbert has the arm to do it. They need to unleash it. So you got if they can somehow maybe if they can probably get AJ Brown. I mean AJ Brown is seem like he's not happy if the Eagles are open for a trade like that, a big huge trade. Search around the league and see if they can get a big name wide receiver. And because I don't think any teams is going to give up any offensive lineman. I think offensive lineman it's out of the question. So our chance of getting an offensive lineman was last year after the Texans lost and the Chargers decided not to do that. They thought Mekhi Becton was it. And I thought I liked what Joe Ortiz was doing, but I think he's being very arrogant and very stupid right now. As all of the Chargers football operations, because they're just like, this is why we're here, because we're losing games that we should not be losing, and we could have taken care of certain things way before the season started. Like, I hate the complacent attitude that these coaches have sometimes with these players, these teams, and it's a huge slap in the face of the fans, because the fans come out there and they support you, and you do shit like this. Like, it is not fucking cool. And then you wonder why fans get irritated, because it's like, bro, we come out here and we're supporting you guys. We just want to see you guys do well. We don't have anything to gain but our pride and our ego and bragging rights. You guys have more to gain for you guys to play better than we do. I mean, and you go out there and you play like pure ass. It's like, where's your pride at? If you're not going to play for the Chargers, at least play for your pride. At least play for your city. At least play for where you're from. Where is that at? You know, when I played, that's what I was going to play for. I was like, I put in way too much work, way too much. I trained way too hard for me to go out there and just play like shit. Hell no. That's crazy, man. But I mean, I hope the Chargers get together, man. I really do. It just looks like they just fell apart yesterday. And unless we get a big name player, I don't think anything is going to change. But I would see if I could trade for AJ Brown. I would see if I can trade for Garrett Wilson. I will see if I can get. I'm trying to think who else. I don't know any other receivers. I can't think of any other receivers right now, but something like that. I mean, I don't think the Jets will be opposed to getting trading Garrett Wilson. I don't think the I don't maybe the Eagles will be open to trading AJ Brown. Maybe I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know, but something has to happen. Something has to happen. It sucks Tyreek Hill got hurt because we probably could have tried to get him, but they gotta get AJ Brown. They're in a good situation actually because if they try to get AJ Brown, if they're able to do that, or Garrett Wilson, the Dolphins are expected to release Tyreek Hill in February. Tyreek Hill, if he can make it back by next year, week one, we can sign Tyreek Hill. We got a pretty solid receiving core now. And if Keenan Allen comes back, we got Ladd, Quentin Johnson still, trade KLS if they could come through. We got pretty solid wide receivers now, and then we can just launch that joker, you know, be strategic with it. I'm not going to go into it, but take what I say with a grain of salt when I'm saying launch that joker. But right now we need to. If we can get a big name wide receiver, that's what needs to happen, and we can literally just copycat the framework of the Bengals offense. And then the thing about it is the Bengals never had a good defense. So then now we can get that defense tightened up. We got the personnel. We had a great defense before. Nothing's changed. Khalil Mack will be coming back soon. Tighten that defense up. Put up a bunch of points. Put up a bunch of style points on offense. Period. And then boom, we can walk into the playoffs and get Justin Herbert's at least first playoff win, and then we can look towards next year. But hey, I mean, if that offense is starting lighting up like that and our defense is playing good, who says we can get only one playoff win? We can do this if we go about it the right way. But will Joe Ortiz do that? I don't think he will. I think he's too stuck in his ways. He's always talking about we got a number and that's it. Bro, no, that's not it. Because how your team is playing is showing your results. It's showing the work that you are done. It's showing how good of a GM you are. The team sucks right now. The team is terrible. So that's a reflection on you, Joe Ortiz, which means you're a terrible GM. And the only way you can change of not being a terrible GM is by you making good decisions and bringing in good personnel for this stuff to change. Because guys are getting hurt every single week, and Chargers are looking worse every single week. That's how you should feel. Everybody in that Chargers organization should feel that way. Are they going to make a difference? I don't know. I don't think that. I honestly sometimes think that sometimes these players, these coaches don't care just as much as the game as fans do. Some of them do, but I think it's more of them that don't than there should be, and that's disturbing. And that's just a huge slap in the face to the fans because they pay their hard money to watch you all perform, and you play like shit. You're just like nonchalant about it. Like I said, this isn't every player. Just some of them. You got your Tom Brady's. You got your Emeka. I think Emeka Abuko is one of those guys that he is a football player. You got your Baker Mayfields. You got your... I don't want to go down a whole list. You got your Tom Brady's. I think those guys really do care. Like, I'm just naming guys that I think that really does care about the game. But... yeah. Derrick James. I think Derrick James really does care about the game. I think he does. I think Justin Herbert really does. But I don't whatever. I want to get off this game. Good job for the Commanders. They outplayed the Chargers. Moving on. All right, this is the last game. Patriots Bills. So I said the Patriots was going to beat the Bills. No, I said the Bills was going to beat the Patriots 30-21, and they didn't. What's his name came through? Jake May. He arrived. He played very well. I watched that game. I watched a lot of that game, and the Patriots defense played good. It wasn't that so much that Josh Allen played bad. I think it was more about the Patriots defense than the Bills and Josh Allen. The Bills just depends on Josh Allen to do everything. I told you guys over and over and over again that I think Josh Allen is a really good quarterback. I think he's really great. He is a top 5. But you all overrate him. I told you all, if you take his running game away from him, you limit his ability of being a quarterback. Like I said it before, it was like he's just a fullback that can pass the ball. And the Patriots pretty much thought the same thing, and they exposed it. Every single time I saw Josh Allen trying to run, they was right there. Boom, 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 boom. And there were some times when Josh Allen was about to get hurt. It was forcing him to throw the ball in the pocket, and he wasn't as dangerous. You see what I'm saying? So, I'm telling y'all. I mean, I don't. When I say somebody's overrated, I'm not trying to hate on him. I'm just seeing it, and I think you all just get so caught up in the hype, and you guys want this guy to be so great, and you just overrate him. You know, so yeah, I still stand by. I think Justin Herbert is the best passer in the league, but he can't do anything if he's getting smacked if he's getting smacked every single time. He's dropping back. You all saw what Justin Herbert did when he was at least having some time to throw the ball. I mean, he's having no time. He's running for his life every single play. That takes a toll on your mind eventually. So, I think I saw something about the 2 quarterbacks in the league right now who's getting hit as much in their first 5-6 seasons as much as Andrew Luck is Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow. They both are getting destroyed. And Andrew Luck had enough, and he went on retired at an early time. Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow, I think, is on pace to surpass that. I can't remember the numbers, but it's something like that. And it's worth you all looking up. But yeah, that's all I got. And the Chiefs and the Jags are playing. I'm about to watch that game right now. Right now, the Chiefs are up 7-0. I said the Chiefs was going to win 23-20. So you all check in with that game. And also, on Thursday Night Football, we got the Eagles and the Giants. That's going to be a really interesting, exciting game. So you all take note of that. And then next week on Sunday, we do have an early game again. The Broncos and the Jets. The Broncos and the Jets are playing. All right, so at 6:30 a.m. So that's going to be that's not going to be a good game. But hey, yeah. So thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to check back in with your Monday Night Recap. And I love you all. Thank you so much. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And we'll be back very soon. Deuces.